Okay, today we're here with Dana Stewart from Dana Stewart Mortgage Solution. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Very
It's a
good.
pleasure sitting here with you. One of the things is that who knows best about the business or your business but you? All right, so as Caribbean people, we find it hard when we come to Canada to get mortgages, to get house to buy, and all of that. Tell us the best way how to do these things.
Big answer, long answer, but I'm going to be as short as possible. But if you're new to Canada or you're an immigrant from the Caribbean, Africa, wherever you're coming from, one of the first things you want to do is you want to establish credit. You want to establish credit and you don't want to ruin your credit.
Okay.
That's the first thing you want to do. The second thing you want to do is get started on the down payment. Once you have those two things kind of going at the same time, then you're on the right track.
Okay, so let me ask this. I came to Canada and messed my credit up. Is there still an opportunity for me to buy a house or be a first time home buyer?
Absolutely. So this is what I tell my clients. Credit is dynamic. Credit is something that changes all the time. It goes up, it goes down. You could have an 800 credit score today and life happens. People die. Hurricane Melissa is in Jamaica. You're helping out family. Like life is happening. And next month your credit score is down by 100 points. On the other side, it can go back up by 100 in 2 to 3 months. It's just reaching out to the right people, knowing what you need to do to have that fixed. So I'm not too concerned about your credit score per se. Obviously, if you get to a point where it's really, really bad and you're filing for bankruptcy, that's a whole nother conversation. But credit is repairable and it's not something to be ashamed of. I feel like a lot of Caribbean people, we don't really want credit and we have a lot of hang-ups and feelings about it. You have to have credit, you utilize credit, it's about managing it in the right proportions.
Okay, so what it is that Dana's mortgage solution offer that none of the other mortgages companies or branches or industry offers?
So simply put, I'm with my clients from day one. I've worked with clients for 2 years, 2 years before they get into their homes. Not a lot of people are willing to put that kind of time in, that kind of energy, and that kind of effort is, but I understand our Caribbean demographic. New to Canada, you've come up on a work permit, a study permit, somebody filed for you, spousal support. So I understand those nuances and dynamics that a lot of other mainstream brokers or even the banks don't understand, that they don't factor certain things into consideration. If you're able to have income, let's say you have a house in Jamaica, somebody's renting it out, there's income. So there's a whole different, dynamic when it comes to our Caribbean people. So that's my area of specialty and working with Caribbean people. So if you're on your permit and somebody's coming up, I might be able to provide some sort of direction. Are your children coming up in 6 months? Are you going to be getting child taxes? That going to be able to help you. So it's exploring that unique Caribbean or immigrant dynamic that a lot of other people in the space don't have either the time or just the understanding for.
Okay, so all right, so you're in London, Ontario. Where do you cover? Do you
So
cover the entire Canada, or do you just cover London, Ontario, or part of the GTA?
So I cover 9 provinces. So that's a good thing. I'm with Indie Mortgage Brokerage. Our brokerage is licensed in 9 provinces. So we do pretty much every single province except New Brunswick and Quebec. We're working on our New Brunswick license, but right now, no New Brunswick or Quebec. So if you're in Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, Nova Scotia, I do all the provinces.
And one of the things that we don't want people to get twisted is that when you say Caribbean, people may just think that you're talking about only Jamaicans. But when we say Caribbean, it's spread over the entire Caribbean, right? So you have everybody that is a first-time person in Canada, migrate to Canada, that wants a home. All right. So give us the step-by-step of how this person can get their first home.
So obviously, it's not a one size fit all or a cookie cutter. Everybody's situation is unique. Everybody's employment situation is different. Credit situation, down payment is unique. So it's not one size fit all. But if I were to summarize the process, it's essentially you making sure you have those things I mentioned in place. Obviously, you need to have some sort of employment.
Yes.
That's a whole nother conversation, but you need to have some sort of income or some sort of employment. Once you've established that, you need to have a down payment. So minimum 5% down. So 5% of the purchase price, you need to have that ready. Then you also need to have credit score. So you need to have credit at least in the 600s, mid to high 600s. Then we're on a good track. This is not to say if you have credit that's lower than that, there aren't options for you, but that's not going to be the mainstream option. So you need to be employed, you need to have credit, you need to have that down payment. So those are the main things. Once you've established those things, we've kind of seen the amount that you're pre-approved for and what your budget is, then you can connect with your realtor, and that's when you go shopping. So don't connect with your realtor and start looking at all these lovely properties and falling in love, and then you're backtracking and finding out, oh wait, I can only do 500 or I can only do 600, and it's not within your budget. So that's what you do. Once you've found a property, you write your offer. Once everything's good, your realtor will put the conditions in. We'll see if you need an inspection, that sort of thing. We get your mortgage get approved, and you have your closing day, and that's it. Something else I want to add is, and this is when I was new to Canada too, I thought this as well. A lot of people, especially Caribbean people, we think, I'm going to go to my bank, my bank, my bank, my bank, my bank.
Yes.
And people have this misconception that using a mortgage broker is really for people who don't qualify or less than. Absolutely not. There are lots of unique properties, unique situations, and in fact, mortgage brokers now are doing 50% of mortgages in the country. People are switching from their main lenders to mortgage brokers, and mortgage brokers have access to the same, or traditional Scotia, TD, or big banks. If you have a preference for that lender, you can absolutely go with that bank if that's what you're wanting. So I know a lot of people have concerns around that.
One of the concerns that somebody would have called me today, because I told them about my interview with you, do you also cover rental?
Yes, so I do pretty much everything. So I do rental properties. If you're already in a home, you're looking to do, an investment property, because at the end of the day, I know my Caribbean people are hustlers, and we're here to, make the best of our opportunity and make the best of our life in this new country. And if it is you want to have generational wealth, you want to have an investment property, that sort of thing, absolutely here to help with that.
Okay, nice. So for Jamaicans coming here, Dana Stewart Mortgage Solution is the place to come. All right. So what I want you to do, because we know what is going on in Jamaica right now, and a lot of people are suffering with what does that mean? What is the best advice you have for somebody that right now going through have to send money to Jamaica and all these things? What's your advice to them?
I would say I have clients who families first, and families forever. Obviously, if your family is struggling and unfortunately they've had damages and you need to help family back home, you can send your money, help your family back home, and homes will always be here. You can always purchase at a later date. So obviously that is priority. Also, if you're a homeowner and you have a lot of equity into your property, or you've got a line of credit that's not been used and you just aren't cash flow heavy right now, you can pull from that to help out your family back home if that's something that you're open to as well.
All right, one of the things that you just touched, having a property, you do refinancing, right?
I do.
How do you go about doing refinancing for your home?
So, like I said, this is all very surface because the information is so detailed and it's unique based on each person and their situation. But if you're a homeowner, you currently own your home in Canada, and for whatever reason, we can refinance for like over 10 different reasons. But let's say you want to your kid is going to University of Toronto and you need to come up with that tuition, and you have the equity in your property, equity meaning the value that the current is currently worth, the market value, you're able to pull monies from that to pay for the tuition if that's something you need.
Okay, why Reidy needs to choose Dana Stewart Mortgage Solution over any other solution companies, mortgaging company in Canada?
Like I said, I understand, especially for newer Canadians who've been here the last 10 years, I understand like the hustle of the work permit, the study permit, balancing all of that and what comes with the credit score might have taken a hit because you have to survive on your credit for a little while. It is what it is, and I understand how that works. I understand things like the challenges you have in the workplace,
yes,
the passive aggressiveness, and I've had clients who've had to quit their jobs because of it, and I'm able to provide guidance. I've had clients who've had a difficult time getting their letters of employment, which is really and truly a violation of their rights, you know. So I am able to really assist my Caribbean people in navigating all those different things that come with it. In terms of the type of property that you're purchasing, it's your first time purchasing a property, there are a lot of things you need to be aware of. The school district, the this, the that. So quite a few things. So I am absolutely the person who really, I want to see my Caribbean and Jamaican people win, bottom line. And not everybody wants that. Some people are just here, you know, just because. But I want to see my Caribbean people do well.
Okay, Dana, it's a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much, people. There you have it. If you need to get your home, if you are a first-time buyer, if you're here living in Canada and you need another home, you need to refinance a home that you have, Dana Stewart Mortgage Solution is the only way to go. It's a privilege having you here. All the best in your endeavor, and I'll see you soon, all right?
All right. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Reidy.
Yeah.